This episode of Speakers of Eidolon is made possible by our generous patrons. Special thanks to our supreme and master speakers, Omejicat Comet, Erisu Yamakawa, Circuit Barrakill, Remy Asalia, Arcadia Lunashine, Alex Franco AV, Winebow Brood, Psyche, Asuta Starbreeze, Cletus Oreo, Nina Grimstadter, Nat Clay, Lily Black, Bob Cece, Mikta Rapentau, Sapa Chakwatol, Edwin, Umbral Wind, Quick Levin, Pamela Isley, Camille Grino, Elenriel Maximus, Codrith Novelist, Mira Miri, Bay Barbalay, Suno Chicano, Celestao Nottrell, Lazy Boy, Abaga Dragonite, Luke Osborne, Pandaloo Stormarrow, Tex, Yowie Wowie, Kai Lin, AJ Brainswordson, Anathus Moonscar, Arthur Law, Beridan Derard, and Cypup. Support the show and become a patron today at patreon.com/speakersxiv. Thank you.
This is Speakers of Eidolon.
Good evening, Aorcians. Welcome to Speakers of Eidolon, episode 281. I'm Lukiel Bravestone, and I'm joined today by Georgi Wiston and Mela Vanadar. It is
hello, Azem.
Hello. Yes,
Hello, Azem.
That's right. I am Azem.
You do have the
that's
Azem
right.
pin.
That's right. I forgot what I was going to say. Yes, we are 3 people today, again. It's going to be like this for a little bit while Rollo is moving and all that. So,
And his car also.
his car also broke down.
died.
It's all just falling apart. So
Rollo's
Rollo...
life pretty much is on the
Yeah.
blink right now. So.
Yeah. So, we miss you, Rollo, but he'll be back very soon. Shortly. I can't promise anything, but he will be back. Right. This is episode 281. It's January 8th. 2022. It's the second episode of the year. I can't believe we're a week into 2022. Things move so I feel like so old when I say that. It's like what old people say, but
I mean,
it really feels like time is just melting right now.
I mean, it's generous to say that we're into the second week. I guess we are. It's the first day of it.
Yeah, that's true. But I just can't believe it's the 2022. Just in general, it's again. I still feel like it's 2020.
Doesn't look like it's going to be any better than last year or the year before that.
30 years on this earth soon. Crazy.
All right, today.
Nikia, what's that like?
Today's it's miserable, and you're going to experience it soon, and it is the most horrible experience in the entire universe when it happens.
Wow.
So look forward to that. All right. Let's move on to today's main stories, patch 6.05. There's been another patch. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the Savage, and we will of course be reading MogMail. speakersxiv.com/MogMail. Remember to send us MogMail with anything, any questions you have. Stay tuned for the post show. We will be reading questions from the Syndicate. That's in the post show. So that's that. Let's jump into recent events. Still getting used to the new setup here, but hey, we're getting there. TPS has cleared Pandæmonium Savage.
Congratulations.
It was cleared in about 15... Sorry, I am specifically, it's Asphodelos. Is that what it's called?
Circle 4.
Asphodelos. Yeah. Killed by thoughts per second, 15 hours after it was released. So, congratulations. Second place, Ether Group 3. And third... Entropy.
Good to see Entropy still at least up there.
Yes.
You sound so disappointed. Came third.
That's true. It's top
It's
3.
really good job, but we expect first place. Come on, Europe.
Come on, Entropy. But all right, yeah. Top 3. Yoshi P has confirmed and congratulated the the winners. That's that. 15 hours. Yeah.
Who are Ether Group 3?
I don't know.
I
It's
can
an
only
interesting
assume they're
name.
a Japanese team. I assume.
But why would they have why would their name include a US data center?
Yeah, I don't know.
Then.
Well, yeah, we know for certain they're not Ether Group 1 or 2. So at least that's clear. I wonder if there is an Ether Group 1 or 2. Yeah, it feels like a Japanese name.
It does.
But I don't know. So there you go. Congratulations to the winners. How do we feel about it being cleared in 15 hours? Is that good?
It's about expected.
Yeah.
I think the interesting thing, I think Rollo posted it in our chat, was the stats on job variety in the Savage clears. I don't know how. I mean, I was very shocked that there was a low proportion of black mages and summoners.
Yeah.
So many red mages, which I can only assume means that it's not that tight.
Well, yes, but also red mage is almost always used during prog. I imagine. As
Well,
people
exactly.
get more comfortable with it, they're going to switch to black mage and summoner.
Yeah, but it's just I found it interesting that because a lot of world first teams will go with the sort of their best combo rather than the last
meta?
resort of rezzing, during the fight and stuff. I assume there's not that much super tight DPS checks, but I don't know for sure. I haven't
watched any of it. So, but yeah, the reason I don't watch them, sorry, is because I want to do it myself, but very unlikely. I think that I'll at least for the last part. But it's like one of the few things I don't want spoiled. But after a certain amount of time, yeah, it's weird. It's weird that I feel that way because I don't really try actively to clear it. So, yeah. Okay. Anyways, that's that. Let's move on to the next story. Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker is Metacritic's #1 PlayStation game of 2021. Also the #1 PlayStation exclusive of 2021 as well.
I mean, that's console exclusive.
That is
it's not
reminding me
an
of,
exclusive.
That does remind me. Yeah, that's true actually. It isn't a PlayStation exclusive. True. But it reminds me of another thing that was apparently that I read on, I think it was Twitter. It was a story. I didn't actually click on it. I just read the headline and went. Apparently,
like a normal person.
Yeah, like Xbox. We're not getting 14 on the Xbox likely this generation.
Yes, I
That's
saw that
fine.
as well.
Yeah, that. Phew. I think that's probably based on the struggles we're having right now as well.
Probably, yeah.
Because you don't want to add, another customer base to this at this point in time. But yeah, there we go. Endwalker, #1 PlayStation game of 2021.
Were there any major PlayStation releases of 2021 that that would have contended?
Don't ask me that.
I can't really think of what was big for 2021.
Well, I mean, PlayStation. Far Cry 6 flopped.
Yeah.
So I don't think that would. Yeah, it's already on heavily discounted in the store. Okay. So I take that as a sign. Returnal,
a new Tales game.
Returnal is doing very good. I looked at it because I'm like, Returnal was released almost a year ago at this point, and I thought I'll go check the store. It's probably on sale by now. Nope, full price, $80, baby.
Oh yes, Resident Evil Village was.
Oh yeah, that was a good game. Resident Evil Village.
That won a lot of awards.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. We've competed with some big names.
Yeah.
What about Lakil's favorite game, Deathloop?
I gotta.
At least, thank God we beat Deathloop, I guess. Which I would also assume. See, that's why that second thing, the PlayStation exclusive thing, is so it's a little sad because Returnal, Deathloop is Deathloop exclusive. I know Returnal is definitely
I think it's
exclusive.
on PC as well, but
Oh, okay. Well, Returnal is definitely an exclusive. Demon Souls, wasn't that also?
was that last
Oh,
year? It was
yes.
a PS5 exclusive.
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, but that would still be
That's
a
more
PlayStation.
expensive than Elden Ring at the moment. I don't know why Demon Souls is so expensive.
Yeah, that's almost $90 for that thing.
I know,
That's
it's crazy.
But that probably means it's doing quite well. So
Yeah, I would agree. It looked really good. So well done, us.
yes. Okay, so that's Metacritic. Let's talk about Heavensturn. It's been released. So I will say spoilers for Heavensturn, but I will also say not much to spoil. Really, if you've looked at the artwork and if you have read the little text that was provided on the website, you've pretty much already read the whole plot. So let's talk about the story first. So you go to the guy that you. I think is it the same guy? It's hard to tell because they're wearing a mask.
No, it's a different person every year.
Oh, okay.
A different person represents each animal.
I see. Yeah.
It wasn't. I think it was a Rogadin last year.
Or
Big
true.
man at least.
Right. Yeah.
It might be like a Gosetsu kind of big man, but yeah.
Gosetsu is a Rogadin.
Yeah, but he's not really, is he?
Didn't they like say that Gosetsu was like actually like a big hero?
Big
No,
man.
They called him a Othardian Rogadin.
Oh, that's
what
it is.
Rogadin
Okay,
that
sorry.
exists in the Far East.
Yes, that's what it was. Yeah. So this year it's the year of the Torah.
Tiger.
Yeah,
Yes.
which is the tiger. And this year we're not pounding mochi.
We didn't do that
Hooray.
last year either.
I know.
God.
I feel like
Well, we kind of did. We had to beat up the living mochi.
Yeah, it came out.
there was a
pudding,
mochi
wasn't it? There's a flan.
team. There was a mochi team, a theme. This year there was no mochi. There were these. There were two people that came up. They're Onmyoji.
Onmyoji and Onmyoji in training.
Yeah, and they
Like a sort of cadre of mages from the Far East, which is interesting enough on its own.
yeah. And they've practiced in the way of it's it's the same thing on Myodo, I want to say that's what it's called, like the actual magic.
I think. Yeah.
Which is
the way of the Omyo.
Yeah.
Is what it would translate as.
Yeah. So they want to do a ritual to quell evil spirits or forces. I think that's what that is.
Yeah, like a dance magic sort of thing.
Yeah.
They're seeking to recreate the legend of Tenzin.
Yes. Yes. And to please the gods. So the Byakko, of course, is the thing they're gonna summon. Well, not the actual Byakko.
No.
Yeah, go on.
It is just a paper scroll come to life.
Yes.
Also, they have their impression of the Legend of Tenzin is not accurate if you have actually done the Four Lords quest line. They believe that Tenzin only banished or defeated and banished the tiger from the woods. They have no understanding of what happened with Tenzin and Byakko afterwards.
Oh yeah, but
they befriended each other.
But wouldn't that make sense? Well, why would they know? Well, I guess because it's
it does make it does make sense, but it's interesting.
We have an intimate knowledge. Yeah, we have an intimate knowledge because we've spoken to him. But
so
for them, it's hundreds of years of a weird story that's sort of changed over time.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they want you to play Tenzin in this performance, and you then they just travel to Lenosha.
Yeah. To a certain spot where there's no actual indicators until the fate spawns.
Well, there were two things that I noticed. First of all, that partition is always there, which is cool. But also, there's a red bunny, in the background. And what is that referencing? The red bunny.
That's Suzaku.
Oh, of course it is. It's Suzaku. That's who it. I thought. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
She's come to watch the performance, to see her beloved Tenzin in action.
I stood next to it trying to see if there was like a speech bubble, but I never saw one.
She does say a speech bubble, but only during the actual fight.
Oh, damn. Okay. Well, if you haven't seen that, go check that out.
I didn't notice this, so that's fair.
Yeah.
I'll have to go back.
So they summon the Byakko thing, and you kill it. It's a very easy fight. It has some ads that do some AoEs and stuff.
Yeah.
But
It is a very easy fight, but it's probably quite involved for something that is actually only level 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try and go into these thinking, what's it like for the level?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of movement, and there's a mechanic where he summons like phantom Byakkos that do a line AoE on you, mixed with donut AoE where you have to go inside, and that can overlap quite badly.
They can either do the line AoE or they can do a donut. The Byakko clones can either do a donut, while the original Byakko can just do a circle around himself.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's a few interesting mechanics. I think it repeats. I
mean, for a level 5 Fate, it's pretty good, I would say.
Yeah, it's pretty good level 5 Fate.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah.
There's when I was doing it, there was this one person doing it as a blue mage, using all of their blue mage skills, and I was like,
oh no.
I mean, I get it, but like, it doesn't matter. Your skills are still very, very weak at this level. Sure, you have 24 different abilities compared to the 5 that everyone else is using, but
yeah, that's
good job.
Yeah.
I normally just, if there's a blue mage going into a Fate, I normally think, come on, dude.
Yeah.
Don't be that guy. Just let everyone get the reward. But luckily, this one is quite scaled. That it takes quite a while.
Yeah. We kind of mentioned it, the backstory of Tenzin. We were wondering if they were going to bring that up for like people that, because you can start this quest at like level 5, I guess, or 10. I don't know what the level is for. Is it 15?
Most of them are 15.
Yeah, 15. But they do. They will give you some backstory lore on Tenzin and Byakko, like we said, but they don't know the
If you have done the 4 lords, you get a third option. If you have not, you only get the top 2. The third option lets you essentially suggest that you know about the legend, whereas the first 2, they treat you like a moron that knows nothing.
But in a very difficult to understand way, because it just says, you flatter me.
Yes.
Yes, it does not really indicate that you know about it.
No.
Yeah. Which was a little bit annoying, but I picked it just because I thought that's probably the closest to me saying that. And they're like, oh, you know of Tenzin.
Yeah.
And I wanted to say, well, actually, I've met all the 4 lords and quelled their rage, but I couldn't.
So after that, that's it. You can pick between one of the 2 headpieces. It's gold and silver.
You can buy the other one because the Fate gives you enough tokens to buy the other one.
Yeah.
As well as the wall scroll and
2 magic prisms.
Yeah.
Well, no, one's a magic prism, the other one's a food item, Layla.
Oh, yeah, they sell Zono or whatever.
Yeah.
Zoni or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a stack of them like 5 years ago when I thought they'd never come back, but they're back every year.
That partition thing, that's whatever that is, looks pretty good. It's pretty high res.
Yes.
It's reasonably high res.
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
No.
I like it. I liked it in the Fate when it got rid of Byakko. I wish it could be interactable or something.
So you could like summon a Byakko into the...
Well, just to make it appear.
But it lights up though. That would be cool to have it do that.
Exactly, yeah.
But how does it compare, Lakil, to your favourite Heavensturn housing item, the pig rolling on the umbrella?
Oh, nothing beats pig rolling on umbrella. I have so many pigs rolling on umbrella. Like my Chocobo saddlebag is full of pig rolling on umbrella.
You have like 5 retainers.
Yes, I do. Also, some of my retainers have pig rolling on umbrella. I bought a lot of pig rolling on umbrella. So finishing that quest, you unlock the repeatable Advent Cakes quest. Advent Cakes is weird for me because to me, Advent is like Christmas. Like that's before Christmas. So I always found that weird. Why is it called that? We know that? Like we're...
And at the advent of a new year.
Oh, okay. I see.
Okay.
Yeah, because Advent is the Advent for Christmas. Okay, I see. Okay. So we go to Hawker's Alley to hand them out, and we get a choice of 3 different people that we can interact with. I think we'll save the White Bunny for last, because that's the biggest one.
Yes. I believe that option is also only available if you have done the 4 Lord quest line.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
the first one I don't know if neither of you have done the other two, have you?
While we were
I
setting
didn't do
up,
any of
I
them.
ran up and I did
Mhm.
them while we were prepping.
Yeah.
So I know
Okay,
now.
so
Yeah.
the first one, you are approached by Baderon and Linsgath,
Mhm.
the head chef at the Bismarck,
Yeah.
and the Culinarian Guild Master,
Mhm.
and they discuss how they're having a competition as to who can better replicate an Advent cake.
Mhm.
And then both of their recipes sound disgusting.
Yes.
And then they laugh and threaten to beat each other up, and then they walk away.
Yep.
And then the second one, you are approached. See, I'm not 100% sure about this. It is a random yellow jacket, I think, based on his appearance, based purely on my memory of his appearance and what I think he is. I think he is the yellow jacket that is in charge of the elevator that goes up to Melweeb's office.
I think you're right.
And
I even noted down his name. His name is Sundhimmel. So I think that's him. I think that's the lift man.
okay.
No,
Okay.
no, it can't be because lift man is wearing a maelstrom uniform, isn't he? That's not a yellow jacket. Who is he? Chat, save us from YouTube. Just do it now.
Sundhimmel is involved in a Hildebrand questline, apparently. A Gunbreaker questline, and the quest Duty Calls for the Leminson side. He's just a dude.
The problem is he's kind of a generic Rogadin yellow jacket. I'm sorry, but
Yes.
that's why it's
Yeah.
hard to place him. It's
Yeah, I think
Anyway.
he's involved in the Limsa main, like the Limsa early quest, maybe.
yeah,
Very possibly, yes.
yeah.
It's just sad that I don't remember him if that's the case.
Oh, he's the guy you meet when you
The
arrive
one
in
that greets
Limsa.
you when you first arrive in Limsa. Okay,
All right.
that makes more sense. So yes, he comes up. He says, "Oh, he's off duty. He wants an Advent cake." And then running along comes Wawalego, and he's like, "Oh, I got an Advent cake. I stole it from Sissy Poo."
Yep.
And then Sissy Poo comes along and he's like, "Give me back my Advent cake." And then after they both run off again, the Rogadin Yellow Jacket says, "Give me a spare. I'll give it to Sissy Poo."
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they walk off.
Oh, Sissy Poo.
Yes, and then the last one isn't very obvious. Well, I mean that's kind of been the tradition in this, that they hide in suits. I get. Have they always been in bunny suits? Because I remember that other people have been hiding in bunny suits, but that was during. That was why it was so weird to me, because I was like, this is very Easter.
Yeah, this is a Hatching Tide thing. I don't know why they're dressed in bunny suits for this. I mean, I thought it was a teaser for next year's year
Yeah.
of Heavensturn,
Yeah.
which will be the bunny.
Yeah.
But
Oh, yeah, maybe.
there's no real indication of that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Anyways, there's a white rabbit, and who is it? It's Byako. And he just had to like stop by and watch, have a little look. He does mention Bird.
He does.
Yeah, go on.
He says, "Oh, Suzaku and Seiryu would be jealous if they knew that I was here."
Yes.
Little does he know that at least Suzaku is there as well.
Yeah.
He mocks the Domans for not knowing the true tale of what occurred between him and Tenzin.
Yeah, I guess
That's about it.
That's about it. Yeah, so that's a nice little pat on the back for having done the Four Lords quest, I guess. And that's the event.
Two side notes. If you talk to, I think it's the Toradoshin, the person that you talk to. You know how every year there's a person you can talk to and they explain what is Heavensturn, what is Mochi Pounding. If you talk to him, he'll explain that this year in the Eorzean hierarchy is the year of Azema. Interestingly enough.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I had a chat with him.
Now, I suspect this has nothing to do with why they decided to make this the year of Endwalker, but it might have influenced their opinion at least a little bit in deciding to make it from 2 expansions into 1.
Possible. Yeah, that's possible.
I suspect a very small amount, because I imagine they don't change their entire development cycle based on one small in-game piece of lore.
No.
The other thing is, oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, it's happening.
Oh no, it's happening to you too.
The dark tendrils of memory loss.
Okay.
Someone's spread ink upon my memory.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say,
Yeah, go on.
when I read the thing about this being the year of Azema, I tried to remember, have they done that every year? Have all the years got gods that they've mentioned in this questline, or was this? I can't remember if they include that every year or not.
I think they do.
They do it every year.
Yeah.
I believe recently was the year of Oshon, and then you were like, haha.
That rings some bells. Yeah. So we
Um,
are rushed on, don't worry.
I remember now. There
Okay.
has been, with this year, if you are a 1.0 player, it is possible to have every helmet already.
Oh, has it been that many
Oh
years?
yeah,
now?
because next.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all right.
Someone posted on the subreddit that they're a 1.0 player and they have every helm.
That makes
and they're
sense.
all ugly.
Oh yeah,
They are.
2011 was the bunny year.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's right. Oh my god.
So what about
Oh
you,
yes,
Akil?
that's a good question though. Are they going to recycle the old ones back into it?
Yeah,
I
what's going to
suspect
happen
they'll
when that
recycle the
happens?
first three. I suspect they'll recycle the first three because of the fact that they're 1.0 items exclusively.
Incoming
And one-
angry 1.0 players. I'm just calling
And one
it
of
now.
them happened during the year of the calamity.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
True.
That's okay. They can bring them back. I'm not an angry 1.0 player.
I don't think I did Heavensturn on Lukiel, but I can go check.
Oh no,
I
you did it
mean-
all on that character you deleted.
Probably.
Yes, I did.
I understand that there will be some angry 1.0 players, but surely they don't care
I-
that much
at
about
that-
things compared
no
to some
one-
of the other
This
items
isn't
they're giving away.
This isn't an achievement item. This is just for
Yeah.
existing in the current year. So yeah, whatever.
We're so close to getting that carpeted Goobu mount.
You know what? Since I never got
That's
it on
not
my
gonna happen.
Lukiel, bring it on. just do it. All right. Just don't touch the legacy chocobo. No one wants the legacy chocobo either, which is what I like. It's like it's just a
I mean-
fucking chocobo.
It's got black
I-
feathers. It's cool.
Yeah, I think because it's been singed by the,
Yeah.
the calamity.
Yeah.
I like it as an idea, but like it's not something I particularly want. I like it as a representative of people that were there during 1.0.
Yeah. Which to be fair, the carpeted gobu is not. It is just a gobu with a carpet on its head.
Yeah. Well, it's cool though.
I don't care, by the way. I'm just trying to egg on the 1.0 players. Why am I doing this? I used to be the high defender. Don't worry, I'm not. All right. That's so that's Heavensturn. It
Next year.
it was cute with the advent cake stuff, but and the fate was nice. But it is a Heavensturn event. They're very quick and easy
Yes.
anyway. So
The rewards were
I
close
don't-
to being really cool, but unfortunately they gave it like a weird mustache beard thing.
That's true.
yeah.
But they're quite out of all of the Heavensturn helmets. This was definitely in the top half.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not that horrible. Like the horse one is just why.
The horse is the best one to kill.
Bully
So
the
ugly.
horse one. Everyone always talks about the horse one as the
It's so
worst
ugly.
one.
Horrendous.
Though I continue to have a friend that has an outfit specifically with the red horse helm and an outfit designed to match it just to annoy me.
Horrible.
Good on them.
Okay, so that's Heavensturn. Now for something completely different. We did the extremes last week, so we can talk about them now.
Was that last week?
I don't remember.
Well, it was kind of last week we did. Mail and I cleared Heidelin the week before, but the three of us did the extremes last week. Yes.
Oh yes.
So
When we did them together.
yeah. So now we can talk about them, how we feel about the extremes. I think we should start with Zodiark, since that's chronologically the first one.
Sure.
So from normal to extreme. I think, first of all, I want to say both of them are really fun. They're fun fights.
Yes.
They have some... Like, Zodiark has some mechanics that are... You have to... We talk about the Dorito, everyone follow the Dorito.
Oh,
we tend to call it the Dorito of shame because there's a lot... because Mela once got the Dorito and led everyone to death. So
the only bad call was when I had the Dorito, so you can see
Yeah.
that it doesn't help
Because
you.
the pressure, you get this extra pressure. Yeah, so Zodiark. How do you feel about Zodiark as a fight? I don't even know how we're going to break it down. Should we talk about like the mechanics, like from normal to extreme, for instance? Like there's not much has changed between extreme and normal. It's just that they've added stuff on top of existing mechanics, essentially.
I think the only mechanic is an addition to the rotation mechanic, which is the line that you have to account for and not get crossed over.
fire thing,
that
yes.
burns you.
Yes.
I think that's the only thing that's actually new from normal, other than like some things where there's no indicators now.
Yes, true.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like it's too long.
No, neither of them feel too long. Thankfully.
No. Yeah.
They're about like 10 minutes, maybe 12 minutes. They're not too long. Zodiac's the hardest of the two by far.
You keep
strongly
saying that.
disagree about this.
Yeah,
I know no one agrees with it, but
yeah,
Hydalen's very methodical, whereas Zodiac is full of idiots who
that's
go the wrong
because
way.
of other people, Mailer. I think that because I have a very visually oriented brain, and I'm a big fan of geometry. Said no one ever. I find it very easy to visualize the Zodiac fight, and I can understand why some people might have more difficulty with that.
Yes.
It requires you to do a lot in a short space of time, whereas Hydalen never does that. But
well,
I think once you've
we'll
got
get to that.
once you've got the general mechanics down, it's pretty easy to pre-position yourself for most of the mechanics. The first half, up until the ad phase of Zodiac, I don't really need to think about because it's.
Oh yes,
I've done
the first
it so
half
much.
especially is very, very easy.
Yeah.
And then it has a very intense DPS check. To be fair, with the orbs.
Oh yeah, the orbs.
It's very easy for if there's like 1 or 2 DPS down, you'll probably not manage it.
Yeah, I think that the reason that I might think Zodiac is easier as well is that it has less heal checks than Hydalen does.
True.
That's fair. It's
Yeah.
probably a bit easier healing.
For healers, it's much easier.
It has a little bit more moving. Especially as a black mage, it's pretty tough.
Hydalen has. Well, okay, we'll get to that part. So, all right, yeah.
I think it's good. I like Astral Eclipse as a mechanic because it requires you to think quickly about the 3 points you're going to go to.
Yeah.
Although it was explained very badly when I first tried to do it.
Oh.
But once you figure it out yourself, it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
When we did it, there was there were waymarks on the arena so that it made it look like a numpad.
Yeah.
When I first did it by myself, with another group, we didn't do it like that. The way you did it was that you did call-outs based on the waymark location. At least for me, I just am able to orient myself, say go left, go right, go up, or whatever.
Well, you can't call that out.
Personally, that would be fine. Yeah, on an individual basis, that's fine. But as a call-out, that's probably pretty tough.
The numpad is for for call-outs. I mean, yeah.
We had waymarks on my first runs of it. So that was fun. But it has dots on the floor.
It does. Yeah. Yeah. That is probably by far the biggest challenge for pug groups is that mechanic.
Because if you're doing the Dorita, and I'm going to have a quick rant about the Dorita because I think this is the worst thing that's been added in this game. But if you're following the Dorito,
the community has added technically,
and you all run to, let's say, B as an example, and everyone dies, that's it. It's a reset.
Yeah.
And the fact that guides are specifically saying, if you can't do this, just put a Dorito on someone and follow them, I think personally is not a good message to put out there. I think just learn the Astral Eclipse.
What an elitist you are.
Yeah.
It's
you
like
are a
the
bad
skip
Dorito.
Saw days. Just learn Saw.
You were also against Skip Soar, which I think is so funny because Skip Soar is, I mean, it became a meme because Skip Soar disbanded, but it became I mean, you want the fight to go faster. You want it to be easier, Mela.
But so you have to learn the mechanic later on anyway for Soar with Zavan, so just learn the mechanic early so you're not wasting time.
I mean, you know Soar is coming. You can't escape Soar as a mechanic. Now we're talking about old content, but just to bring that up.
Yeah, but that was a big thing at the time.
Yeah, you still have to learn Soar because Soar comes later in the fight anyways. They just want to avoid getting one more than they have to.
By skipping the earlier one, they're making the whole fight easier.
Yes. I know
it's more upsetting later on because you've not bothered to practice the mechanic early on, so you're getting to like 40% wipes rather than 80% wipes. If you learn it early on, the 40% one won't even be a problem.
I'm just Mela. When Mela sees a fight, he wants everyone to suffer through everything and not figure things out themselves. Just do what the mechanic tells you to do.
Oh, I want you to figure it out yourself, which is why I don't think the Dorito is good.
No, see, that's the community figuring something else out. Like, this is the most effective way to get through a pug party. Get a fucking Dorito and someone who knows the fight and get the morons to get through the fight. That's them figuring out that this is the easiest way.
I understand what you mean, Mela, about how if the Dorito fucks up, then the whole party can wipe. No, I don't know if that's necessarily true. If they only get by one mechanic anymore, I think you can heal through it.
Yeah.
But it's just most Doritos that I have worked with, Mela, do not fuck up.
That is a sentence. Yes.
No, there are a lot of good Doritos out there.
Yeah,
for sure.
I agree.
But that shouldn't be the de facto way of getting through a mechanic.
I will say though, I agree with you on the turn. This because the chat is also saying it, is that there's a difference between carry and speeding up a fight, which is what I think it's unfair to compare the Dorito to Skip Soar, because Skip Soar is actually a way to make the fight go faster and optimize the fight, while the Dorito is, I think, edging on carrying. But I think that's also selfish for the people that do the Dorito, because they're like, oh fuck, I don't want to wipe on this, I'll be the Dorito. Hello everyone. Yeah. I don't know. I understand what you mean. But, yeah.
The Dorito is taking on the responsibility so other players can focus more on their rotation or other mechanics, so they don't have to necessarily think about it. They're there to farm it normally.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I see both sides of that, but it's also like sometimes, Mela, you just want to clear a fight. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just want to get out of it.
But for me, if I never learned Astral Eclipse and only ever cleared it using a Dorito, it means that every time I go into a party, I'll need someone to tell me where to go. But now that I know how to do Astral Eclipse, I just run to the right spot and watch a whole stack of Dorito people run into an Astral Eclipse and wipe.
Well, you are...
I never...
Okay, go on, Georgi.
See, I don't even use the Dorito for Astral Eclipse. I think Astral Eclipse is not the most complicated mechanic that you need the Dorito for.
No.
It's when it starts summoning, it's when you get a combination of the birds, the behemoths, the snakes, the fire line.
Same mechanic, though. I'll figure it out and I'll stand in what I think is the right spot. And I think 9 times out of 10, when I was trying to farm or clear it, I was right. And then a stack of Dorito people would get hit by the fire swipe or an eclipse, or sometimes be standing on a behemoth. And it's that kind of no thought process, just blundering into mechanics, that I think is a negative. As if that's in a guide.
Okay, I agree with the guide. A guide shouldn't be like, oh, you can.
A guide should tell you how to do the mechanic.
Yeah,
but tells you how to do the mechanic, but they're saying if you're still having trouble, then you can have someone that will know. And generally, even with the Dorito, you start to pick up the mechanic yourself eventually.
Yes. Well, yeah, because Mela, I think you're thinking that people that see the Dorito just look at the Dorito and that's the whole fight. I think if I
quite a lot.
If I were to watch the Dorito, when we did it, for instance, because I am very absent-minded, and also when I'm streaming, I keep looking at chat. I rely on call-outs, right? But when I hear a call-out, I look. And I'm like, okay, they said this. Why does that make sense? That's why it makes sense. And then I try to figure that out, try to remember it, which is hard. And then, then over time, I will know that mechanic myself. But it's like having, what do you call those wheels you put on bikes for children?
Training wheels.
Training wheels. It's like having training wheels on.
Yes.
I don't know. It's for some people it might just help having the Dorito, so you can
That's
learn
fine.
without
I'm not
wiping the
saying-
party.
If you've got a friend who's happy to carry you through the content and show you how to get through the mechanics, fine. But
Yeah.
I just think that shouldn't be like such a big
Not
thing.
in
It shouldn't be
guides.
like, oh, you should just get a Dorito involved.
I will say, like, if you put it in a guide, hopefully that's not the guide. It's
No,
not be like,
they
here's
usually
how you
have
beat the
how to
fight,
play the
put on a
mechanics.
Dorito.
No guides that I've seen have specifically said, "Oh yeah, don't think about the mechanics. Just get
It's just
someone
like a
that knows it."
30-second video.
No. No, I
But
see.
I don't think that should be a big thing. I hope it doesn't catch on.
I will say, if Mela's worst case scenario, you're a player that just goes into the fight with the intent of watching the Dorito, not learning the fight. Why are you doing that? Isn't the fun of it to like do the mechanics?
Learn the mechanics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but that's
Well, I
whatever.
guess some people have fun in different ways, so whatever.
Yeah.
But
You do.
for me,
you.
I
And
like
some
to learn the
people-
content.
Some people just like there are some things that some people have difficulties with, like the math
Yes.
in the Construct 7.
Yes.
For some people, because of like I can't remember the mathematical version of dyslexia, but some people have
Dyscalculia.
issues. Dyscalculia, thank
Yeah.
you. Some people have issues with that, and so it's helpful for people to like put the thing in chat so that they know what they're looking for.
Mhm.
Whereas like some people just can't visualize things in their mind in that way. So
Right.
having someone that can help them
No,
them get
that's
filled
fair. In
through content
situations
that they
like
might not necessarily be able to do so
That's
otherwise.
true. That's true.
That's fair.
Even though they might not have trouble with other extreme content.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Mhm.
That is true. Okay. So that's Zodiark.
Mhm.
Now moving on to Heidelin. Different mechanics in this fight. Obviously, this one. You said there's a lot of moving in Zodiark. Heidelin has a
Yeah.
lot of running
Uh,
around.
I
Late
think there's
phase-
way
late
more
phase it
moving
does.
in Heidelin.
Yeah.
I think everything after the ad phase, like after the phase transition, has a lot of movement.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
There's Heidelin has like 3 phases technically. There's the initial one, then there's the crystal phase, and then there's the wave phase.
Mhm.
So the first phase is very simple. She has the in-out spread and
It's
cardinal.
Warrior of Light.
Yeah,
It
essentially.
makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Because who she is, but
Yeah. But then you go into this second phase where there's these crystals that light up and you have to destroy them. There's also some ads that tether to them, so the tanks have to pull them away. This part of the fight is probably it's a bit of a heal check as well as a DPS check. Because you have to keep the tanks alive as well, which is surprisingly like you take a lot of damage, which I think will catch a lot of
Yeah,
healers off guard the first
they
time they
auto
enter.
attack for like 20k.
Yeah.
But we have nothing else to do. We can't attack the crystals, and we
Right.
can't really do
No.
damage to them ads anyway because they die based on the crystals. So
Mhm.
there's got to be something for us to do.
Yeah. So yeah, it's an interesting, but nothing really happens in that phase. It's a DPS check / healer check.
It's an interesting
Mid-phase.
phase because it does have a correct order, but when I
Yes.
cleared it for the first time, we never noticed that one half lit at first. We just managed it, and
Yeah.
it worked pretty much every time. So
Mhm.
I think you can kind of cheese your way through it, just doing it however you want.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just go around in a circle. It's great as a black mage, that section.
Oh yeah.
You don't need to
That's
move.
Oh yeah, this is a pro tip to healers. You might not think it because you're panicking because there's a lot of damage going in, but you don't have to move really at all. Your range
No.
is essentially covered for all that whole arena. So
They've increased our range for a lot of our AoE heal skills this
Yeah.
expansion, so you don't have to necessarily worry about these things.
No.
Not that you should be using many AoE skills during this phase.
no. But the third phase is the big one. It's
Well, this is when the fight begins.
This is
properly,
yeah,
anyways.
it's kind of where the fight begins. It's where she summons these light waves, and there's these
And
crystals,
some crystals.
and there's an order to where you have to stand in the crystals, and then you have to like line of sight the exploding crystals. This is very hectic.
When the wave hits, it bursts out, and you you line of sight them. I imagine this is a little bit difficult for console players thinking about it.
I would think so. Well, I don't know what this. I haven't
It's
played.
pretty
much on console.
tight.
It is pretty tight. It is
line of sight though.
Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming if you've played a lot of console, you have precision on your analog. I think you can set the speed on how quickly your camera
and
and stuff moves.
sensitivity as well.
Yeah. This is. Go on, Gurgi.
I don't like the way that we did this part of the mechanic, just because we did it the more difficult way for healers. In most party finders that I've done it with, the healers are the one that get to stay behind the crystal that you start hiding behind, and then the tanks are the one that have to run all the way for the other end, which I prefer because the tanks are more likely to survive if they fail the mechanic.
That's true.
Well, that's true, but if the tanks fail it, there's a chance that it will target the DPS instead, though, and wipe that whole group.
Yeah, well, that's the same as if the healers fail it.
Yeah.
Well, then you're down a healer and DPS.
Well, no, that's...
Well,
that's
I mean, yeah.
I think most groups probably do it healer, stay behind, but they usually put it in the party.
But hey, at least we have learned it the hard way, so that means we are good now. That's how that works.
Heidelin, she's a little bit tight on the DPS, but you don't have to have like maximum uptime. You can make sure you're in position.
Yeah.
That is true. Chad is bringing up tanks can also keep DPS uptime while running.
Yes,
Heidelin will obviously follow her.
True.
Yeah.
So
briefly,
so that's the first phase, and then after that, she does like this whole like massive area cleave, which you need to like stay behind her. She starts like things starting to happen very quickly here, so you need to like not panic. And then
well, you face south and stand behind her, but behind you 2 waves are spawning.
Yes.
You need to know which one spawned first, so you know which order to do the middle crystalline.
Yeah. It's fun. And then you get to the part where it's just all. That's the mode, the part that I just call complete chaos mode, where there's like four one spawning. There's like a big gather share damage thing, and you have to like move with the group while taking incoming damage.
That last bit's tough.
Yeah, and then you have to spread because she follows that up with the splash on everyone
with the tank buster double stack.
And then you have to stand behind her because she's going to do the cleave again. It's crazy, that part.
It's good. It's really good.
Yeah.
I prefer fights where I get to stand still.
Yeah,
I agree, but that her last phase is it gets the blood pumping.
It does.
So the victory is all the more sweet.
And it's so nice because they also give you this one moment of like when you can stand in the middle as the waves just kind of pass by. That one's
the DPS
nice.
section.
I think that's why I prefer fights like Zodiac, because I'm like, I don't need the wow, you're very dexterous feeling. I need the more like, wow, you're very smart, aren't you? That's why I feel the same way about the Suzaku fight.
Okay, I see. Yeah, I don't know which one I prefer.
She requires a little bit of thinking too.
Yeah, she does. You have to figure out where the waves are going and how it's going to hit.
And there's like the sort of
she doesn't
positionals with the water, like when there's the 3 sets of saw blades, and you also have to spread into 2 groups.
Obviously, Zodiac is way more like that. You know, way more thinking involved, I think.
Yeah,
in Zodiac.
Zodiac's more of a thinking fight.
Yeah.
Or like a visual dexterity.
Yeah.
That's why I want something like Construct 7 back. Let me do more mental math.
Yeah.
I understand why they don't necessarily want to do that, because it is difficult for some people.
They should have a boss where you need to do like, you need a pad of paper with you at the time.
Yeah. That's awful. You have to be like, hold on, guys, I need to do the math.
I always thought it would be cool to have an extreme Construct 7 where instead of using subtract so that you have to figure things out, it doesn't subtract your health.
Oh my god.
You have to just know what you have to add to get to a prime.
And you've got people who are like melding vitality to make sure they're a prime number.
I can hear Rollo screaming in the distance. Yeah. Well, I think they're both solid fights.
I think in terms of first extremes, these are probably the most difficult. It's maybe Heavensward was hard at the time.
Which one was
Heavensward, Bismarck, and Ravana. I think they were fairly. I can't remember.
I remember Ravana
Maybe-
being a bit of a difficult one.
maybe Ravana, but I don't think I ever found Bismarck to be particularly.
Bismarck was just
difficult or
annoying.
Extreme.
Stormblood wasn't very hard.
No, Stormblood wasn't hard. Between
And
Shizano and
Shadowbringers was reasonably hard, but this was harder. I'd say.
I like Innocence. I thought Innocence was probably no. Innocence isn't the harder fight. I did not enjoy Titania very much personally.
Titania was a bit stressful, and it was a bit annoying. But she was the harder of the two. But I think these are up there for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. What's your favorite of the two?
Zodiac.
Okay, Mela. Did you?
If it's a good group, maybe Zodiac, because I think it's a more fun fight overall, and it requires a bit more thinking. But Heidelin's more structured, so it's generally just easier to do.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I prefer Heidelin. I think Heidelin, because Heidelin there's more to do as a healer. I think
it has more distinct phases. Zodiac kind of is one long fight.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, I like them both though. They're very solid fights.
It leaves me very excited for whenever we get the Extreme Fight for Endsinger.
Oh yeah.
Oh god,
that's going to be interesting. Because that has like a lot of mechanics that you can just imagine already, like with the time, like rewinding stuff with the planets and shit.
Yeah, but what they're gonna have to completely rework the last phase of Endsinger.
Well, but they did that with Hades.
Yeah,
they've reworked like the face rolly parts. These fights have started having like phases that are just designed to like be like a victory lap. So they always manage to find a way to make them very difficult. Like, remember the ad phase for Hades Extreme, and compare it to a normal ad phase.
Yeah.
Did you even have like that black cauldron bit in the Extreme? I can't even remember.
The black cauldron.
It was. I'm sure that was the ability, and you went into you went into darkness, I think, and.
It does have that, but it doesn't function exactly the same way.
Yeah.
Because that was when he went into the big form, but he already starts in the big form.
Yeah.
I think. No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. No. It's too. No.
It's been a while.
Yeah. Okay, that's Endwalker's Extremes. Looking forward to the next one, which is going to be Endsinger. We're pretty. It'd be weird if it wasn't. Yeah. All right. Let's talk patch. Oh.
What about MogMail?
Oh yeah, that's what's next. Okay, it's telling me that it's MogMail. Okay, well it is MogMail. It's time for MogMail. Let's read some of your MogMail. Remember to send us MogMail at speakersxiv.com/MogMail. Here we go. This is from Valvedrix Varan from Ragnarok. Hello, Merry Starlight and happy Heavensturn. Ever since I finished the Endwalker story, I've been wondering about the Sharlayan's evacuation plan in the event the final days would come. The plan was always to approach everyone on Atheris in hopes that they cooperate and go with them to the moon, correct? I'm wondering if that plan included Garlemald before it fell apart. Do you think the Forum would approach the Empire and try to convince them to quickly make peace with Eorzea and join them in the evacuation? I think that would be very risky, especially if the Garleans attempted to assert control over the new living space. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you for reading this and best wishes for the coming year. P.S. Mela's room is a work of art. It's true.
Thank you.
It's true.
Do you mean the soup kitchen?
I'm assuming it's the soup kitchen, yeah.
That is a work of art, true.
Yeah. That's an interesting question. There was a lot of things going through my head when we first sort of learned about the plan that they had, because it didn't seem like they were going to bring anyone except for the Sharlayans at first. But obviously it turned out that wasn't true. But I wonder, yeah. Do you think they would have approached Garlemald?
No, I don't think they would have.
No? Because they
mean,
would...
I also
they try-
don't think.
Yeah.
They tried to prevent war earlier, and the Garleans said no, and then they chose to flee. So I
Yeah.
don't think they would bother.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's like
I
they
think
feel
they're
like...
very bitter people.
Yeah. Well, they probably consider them like, well, dangerous.
Warmongers.
Yeah, warmongers.
Like the Sharlians in general are very anti anyone that is like combat lustful.
Yeah.
To be fair, they might not have even invited the Limpsons.
Yeah, I'd be very interested to see exactly who they were planning to bring with them.
I think they have more of a trade relationship with the Limpsons.
That is true.
That's true. That's a good point, yeah.
But they might handpick them though. They might not get the
Yeah,
executioners along.
Absolutely.
But there's something, I mean, despite everything, I know Garlemald was never good, but there's just something about the thought that all of Hydaelyn, or sorry, Aetherius, whatever you want to call the planet now, like, gets gathered up in this spaceship, and then meanwhile, Garlemald's like, what the fuck's happening? And then there's just this giant spaceship, everyone's going, bye! And they're just there, wait, we're gonna die.
Well, I think
they could maybe make their
they-
own airship. No, sorry, spaceship,
I mean,
to be fair.
they had a teleporter to the moon.
That's true. That's a good point. That's true. They could just...
They could have hitched a ride at any point.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, no, I think their plan
also
was to leave them.
suspect
Yeah, go on.
The Sharlians thought that with the final days, that the Garleans would be too preoccupied dealing with the threat, that they'd be like, they don't even notice that we're escaping to the moon.
True.
fair.
Yeah.
I mean, not just the Guardians, though. I mean, like I said, the Limpson and Minson pirates, but also, like, Uldar's not really that nice.
No.
Would you really want some greedy syndicate members joining us in New World?
I'm sure they can make their own spaceship.
Yeah.
And
They've managed that in the real world.
The Ishgardians, well-known racists for like 200 years,
Hey, they
until
have
they
dragons.
decided to let the dragon, let us kill the dragons.
Well, they made peace, so there's that.
They probably wouldn't let any of the Azim Steppe Aurora on, because they're pretty much only warmongers except for the Mol. So I mean, a lot of people would be left behind.
The only people they would like maybe be like, of course we're gonna bring them. It's like Gridania, because they're like,
Yeah, God,
yeah.
I'd rather be left behind if the Guardians coming.
Yeah, but remember,
So
Mela, if they're
boring.
on the moon, the Grodanians won't have the connection with the elementals anymore. They'll have
True.
to develop a new culture.
Oh, that's true. Oh, imagine having to talk to Kane Senna for the whole trip.
Oh my god, this takes like half an hour to say
mean.
hello.
Everyone's so
They should-
mean to Kane Senna.
No, I
I'm
love
so
Kane
excited for the
Senna.
tank roll quest.
We should do her stupid, like, twirly swirly ritual dance every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. Yeah, there's also we've touched on this like in a previous episode, but like there's also the Mericidia, New World, like
They'd leave them behind.
and what about like the people of Dalmasca, like those people, like all the Ilsabardian like province, like Garlean provinces, like do they count as Garleans to them, even though they're like under Garlean control?
I think their idea was to just go like they had their highest priority people, which were obviously the Sharlians, and I guess the Hanish, and then they must have a list of how much they prioritize every other culture, and then they will make efforts to ask them to come in that order.
Yeah.
Based on how
Yeah.
quickly the end of days is happening.
And think about poor Midgard Sorma.
What about
just
him?
has to sort
We're not
of-
gonna bring him.
Well, he's like asleep, so he'll just lie there thinking, "Oh, everyone's leaving, and the
Yeah.
planet's about to die. Brilliant,
Yeah.
lucky me."
Well, to be fair, he also knew that there would be nowhere to go. Like this.
Well, yeah, true.
So
He knew this was the last bastion of hope.
yeah.
Interesting you go over the list of cultures, because in the mining/botanist studium questline, you're helping them explore all of Eosia's cultures to better understand them.
Yeah, it's true.
That's exciting. I'm curious about that. now.
And so they don't really know a lot of. They pretty
No,
much
they're very
Charlie pretty much only
isolated.
knows their own culture.
They don't care is the
weird.
problem. They probably have it someone was probably
Written down.
Yeah, it's written
Yeah,
down.
they probably have it documented, but the layperson doesn't necessarily have the information about each and every other culture in the world.
Right. Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've only done the parts of the Culinarian one, but it's very interesting.
They seem like nice quest lines.
Yeah.
I'm looking,
I'm sure we'll have a chance to talk about them once we've all done them, I guess.
Yeah.
yeah. I've only really done any of the gathering one.
Okay, well, thank you, Valvedrix. I think we
Thanks,
can push in one more. Wink, wink. Next one is from AJ Brainsportison from Ragnarok. So, Amonis Fandaniel was responsible for the end of the world. I really hated this at the start of Endwalker. This retcon that the Amon in Circus Tower was in fact a clone kind of feels convenient, and it's hand-waved away by Emmett Selk in the Echo Vision. It felt like lazy storytelling. However, the more I think about it, the more it makes sense. The more the pieces come together, the more I feel like Amon was the perfect antagonist of this chapter of 14. Amon is responsible for everything, maybe not directly, but certainly partially, that happened to us since 1.0. As Amon, he was responsible for Dalamud and everything contained within. He was responsible for Az's Law, Omega, Crystal Tower, which means he's responsible for everything that happened in Shadowbringers. And that's without even going into what he probably did after Amon. Maybe he was part of Mach. After all, the towers look like Mach stuff. And the Allegans too had a pact with the Void Scent, which he might have had some part in. As much as this has been billed as the end of the Hydaelyn and Zodiark arc, it is also, hopefully, the end of the arc of Amon's bored genocidal nihilistic legacy. And also Xenos was there. Yeah, this is true. I've had sort of the same journey as you, AJ, because I also was like, okay, I don't know how I feel about it, but then I'm like, okay, actually, this goes deep. Like, Crystal Tower in general is the catalyst for everything that's happened in this whole game's story.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which is crazy. Like, remember, even in 1.0, they talked about, like, there's, like, something underneath Silvertear, but we know that was Crystal Tower. Then, like, Eric lost his mind. He was, like, talking about there's an Emperor Zande's tomb. Like, it was all there. And yeah, the main villain was always Amon.
I mean, Chad is asking something, but I don't know if it's necessarily true.
Yeah.
But remember, the first thing we fought in Binding Coil, the first boss, was Caduceus.
True.
Oh.
That's true. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. See, more. more pieces. Well, obviously, we can't say that. I feel like it's more attributed to Crystal Tower, by the way, just not Amon and specifically, but Amon is a huge piece in that whole saga. He's from Crystal Tower, like that whole, arc. Yeah, so
you have to remember that they do add things in that when you look back at them, you're like, oh, were they, that's crazy that it's connected to that. A lot of it was made up after the fact.
Yes. Yeah, of course.
Story.
But they often design these loose threads so that they can build upon them later.
The ones with Crystal Tower, definitely very good.
Yeah. Yeah.
That Caduceus and Coil, that's actually quite interesting.
That is very interesting. Yes. Yeah, no,
someone actually, no, I think I read this on the subreddit, but this is slightly related. It's also interesting that the Allegans and probably Amon at some part created the Ixal, which are a bird-like creature.
Yes.
Oh. Yeah.
Which obviously is related to the worst villain in the game, Meteor.
Yeah. You can.
So that could be
there.
a loose thread.
I can see that. Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot. I feel like I almost want to go back. Oh god, but that is such a long.
I know it's so much. Just ask Rollo when he does his yearly replay of Raban.
Yeah, there's. I think replaying the whole game now would be very interesting. Now that the story is done, like you can actually start to like put it all together. But yeah, I think Amon was a little. I underappreciated Amon kind of a little bit in the story as it happened, but then in retrospect, I'm like, whoa, okay, it's actually quite big.
Very cool. I don't know how much I liked Fandaniel, like himself, during the expansion. as a villain, but
Yeah.
the sort of historical aspect and the deep lore I like.
In retrospect, also considering that Amon has sort of been the main catalyst for like all of the shit that's happened, it was kind of symbolic that he also became Zodiark. That we were now fighting him as like the big main villain, even though I still don't like it. It was still, I can see that now more. I can appreciate it more.
It's very impressive how they tie each of these new Ascians that we learn about into something that has been very overarching throughout the story up until this point. So we had Fandaniel and the Allegan Empire, we've had Emmett Selk and the Garlean Empire. I would say Elidibus was essentially Zodiac.
Yeah.
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 It's true.
I do like
And
that. It's good.
Now we're getting explanation for La Habrea as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
After
A
all
little
these
bit of
years.
Lahabrian lore.
Yeah.
And then a few others with like, Gaia and not much on Travanchet, but
Well, I think Travanchet was. I think they were doing a little nod to Travanchet with the appearance of Hermes.
yeah.
I think that, and that's all we're ever going to get. I don't think they want to muddle the waters too much with him because he's a little.
Yeah.
He doesn't really fit.
He's out. No, he doesn't. He was 1.0.
Yeah.
Gaia is one of the few Ascians that still is alive right now.
I know. We really need to put her down.
She hasn't truly been awoken to her old personality, man.
No, but if she ever
awoken
does,
to her powers,
she is technically
don't believe
a loose thread Ascian.
I don't believe she can be awoken to her old memories. It requires a soul crystal that was either made by one of the Unsundered, or to be fused with another Ascian.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's true, but we have 2 soul crystals.
Well, just don't give them to her.
Orange and green now, so
yeah,
we'll see.
We also don't know if this green soul crystal is an Ascian soul crystal.
That's true. We need to learn more about that.
Yeah.
Have you figured out what the platinum theme is then? Because remember, Yoshi P wanted you to be like, some people will get it and some people won't.
What do you mean, other than the color?
Is Dynamis supposed to be platinum?
I don't know. But he's like he wanted us to know what
I know,
he
yeah.
meant.
Yeah. I'm afraid I haven't thought about it. It's not something that I've spent much time on. But the Elpis flower.
Maybe.
Because that's maybe, I don't know. Yeah, apparently that's Camelosa says some people have been suspecting that. I can see that. It's the color of hope.
In what culture?
Right.
I think it's worth thinking about. If he wanted us to have this like profound, like, oh, I see what you meant.
Yeah.
Maybe have a think about what.
Maybe in a great discussion. Last thing I wanted to ask is we're talking about Amon and all that. Do you also feel like this is the end of like Allag plot lines? Do you think we can close the book on Allag now?
No, I think it might be the end of overarching Allag plotlines, but I think it's going to continue to be relevant moving forward.
Okay.
I would like more Allags. Like, like there's still the New World of Mera City, which they did conquer.
That's true, especially Mera City, which played a huge part in Allag history.
We don't have any evidence that they reached the New World, do we?
Not the New World.
No, Mera City was the last bastion, wasn't it?
Mera City was definitely a place that I thought
that was the last place where they wanted to conquer, and then they finally did it and decided to.
They made Bahamut.
But did they even know about the New World?
Oh, we don't know anything. I don't think we know anything about the New World.
I would just have to assume so, but maybe they didn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
They built a spaceship.
Huh? Yeah.
So surely they'd have been able to fly around the world.
Yeah.
And see that there's a planet, like a big island they've not conquered yet.
Yeah. The New World has just always been a mystery. So I don't think they've even bothered to place any Allag stuff in there yet. But I'm sure they can come up with something. Surely they did, right? Surely they did something there.
We have one leftover dragon. We have a number of leftover Ascians. It's the perfect place for them to formulate some sort of plan.
Yeah.
They got into Othard, even though it was kind of old Alag design. So I reckon they got stuff there.
Are there any... this is too big of a subject. We can't go into this. We'll talk about the New World another time. All right, there we go. That's that. Thank you for sending in MogMail. Remember to send us more MogMail at speakersxiv.com/MogMail. Now we're going to move on to the main story, which is patch 6.05. And we're going to...
Small patch.
It is... yeah, it's not... There's not much in it, but we'll have a look at it. We don't really have frames for this, so we're kind of... Oh, we're all different sizes. You have to ignore that. All right. So we'll start here at the top. The Excitatron 6000.
So exciting.
We have...
It's really exciting.
We've dabbled in the Excitatron. Yeah, it's fun.
But
God, it is impossible to pass, like, chamber 3 or 4. Like, those are... That's the big... You'll get kicked out of there. So far, I have never seen the fake out, like the rainbow fake out.
No.
So, does it just not
exist.
exist? Is that why it's so hard? Because we only have like one like fake out chance, possibly. I don't know.
That's the fun of maps, though. You don't know what they've added and what they haven't this time around.
That's true.
I mean, I didn't even know if there was
apparently they
a
exist.
new rainbow thing until the golem appeared.
Right. Yeah. Apparently they exist. They must be exceedingly rare. We've never seen it, and we've done quite a few.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, we saw the rainbow golem. Which is the equivalent of like the rainbow
Yeti.
keeper of the keys, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the exciting supporter, who's the equivalent of the golden Namazu.
Yeah. And then it still has the garlic girls.
It also has the garlic girls. It also has the just showing you the way mechanic, where it'll just light up a door.
We've seen that once.
Yeah, we've seen that once.
Yes. It's
Yeah.
very visually busy.
It is.
It's very visually busy, but it's nice to look at. And it also has you can see the next chambers, which you haven't been able to previously.
It doesn't have that almost claustrophobic, like locked in feeling that the other maps have. This feels massive, so that's fun. Also, you get fly between each map, I guess.
Golden wings.
Yeah.
I feel like it's showcasing how much they've been able to expand upon how much they can show you in one particular area.
Yeah. So
we'll get to the gold one.
Yeah, one day.
I feel like this is the case, that there are no maps. There are no maps in Elpis. But if anyone has seen a map in Elpis, please let me know. I'm very curious.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes perfect sense to why there isn't. But that's cool if they chose to make that detail.
Yeah.
I agree.
And maybe that's where they'll have like the thieves maps or something, like secret maps that can drop.
Oh, maybe.
Ooh.
All right, moving on to housing. There's some new house. Oh my god.
I love that little.
That is incredible.
I've not seen any of this in game or crafted it or anything. I don't have the. I need to get 90 on crafters.
That is literally just like that's it. That's the item. Yeah.
I think I know that it gets very overshadowed by the Pirogo steps. I think flower vases are cool as well, because they're like one attached flower vase that allows you to put 5 different flowers in it.
That's true.
I agree with
true.
you.
It is very cool.
I personally think that's the marvel in technology.
Yeah.
For them, because that, I mean, it's
considering how many flowers we have, this is
that's a really nice piece.
Yeah. This is
it preset flowers?
Oh, is it wait, what?
Oh, never mind then. If that's true, then that's
if they're preset, that's far less interesting.
We are retracting our statement.
Yeah, we take
this,
that. Yeah.
This is useless.
Sort it out, Yoshi P.
The Pirogo steps, that's an outside furnishing as well, so there we go. There's also some... these are from the design contest, I should probably mention. Then there are some additional furnishings. There's a bunk bed with like a writing desk. Like
That's cute.
That is very cute.
Yes.
I love that it doesn't have a ladder, though. It has like a horrendous staircase.
Oh, yeah.
Because obviously they can't have a ladder.
No.
Well, it's a staircase that kind of combines with a bookcase. It's kind of cool in that way.
That's true.
Yeah. So there's that. What else is new? Is the carpet or the rug new?
A
Or
decal
No,
on
I
the
think-
wall.
the decal
I
on the
think
wall is definitely new.
I think the carpet already existed. The
Okay.
decal is. I think the decal's new.
The decal's new. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Are the
I-
windows new?
oh, they're probably new as well.
Is the little boot stand new?
Yes, it is new. The boot stand is also new. I don't know if the plant is new, but
It's always hard to tell because they combine it with actual items.
yeah.
The
They.
skylight's new as well. Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Looks very similar to ones that I'm sure already in.
I thought we already
Fine.
had these, but maybe they didn't have a window. I don't know.
Maybe.
Okay. Then the outside, there's Big Ben,
Yeah, Big Ben.
and
Little Ben.
a dead tree. So
The dead tree kind of looks cool. It'll allow you to make creepier yards.
that's true.
For
Yeah.
Halloween, it'll look good.
What is that
Yeah, is
like
the pinwheel
a
new as
pinwheel?
well?
I think it's a new pinwheel, but why
That
would
is
you
a
have that?
waste of outdoor slots, considering how few we have. But okay, cute. All right, that's that. There's been some adjustments, but I don't know if we.
No. Quickly, new prizes are available
Oh.
for purchase using MGP.
What is it?
there's a
One
dance
new
pole.
prize. It's the dance pole.
Disgusting.
Oh my god.
This game, they're enabling the Balmungians.
It doesn't good. Like it's not even. It's just a pole.
It's just a pole.
It doesn't
Yeah.
even have like a stand or anything. It's so.
You can't even
unimpressive.
interact with it and
Oh
do
yeah,
a little
oh yeah.
dance.
That's true. This is not Big Ben. This is like Elizabeth Tower. Okay, you want me to be that accurate? It's Elizabeth Tower. There you go. All right. Anyways, battle system. There's some changes here. I don't think we want to go through all of this. They're mainly. Wait, actually, this looks.
I think they're a
Monk.
mixture of
I
buffs and
cannot talk about. I do not know how Monk functions anymore, so I don't know if
Well-
there's any point.
I think the top part just says that if you miss, you still will transition to the next step of the form.
Uh-huh.
I think.
Right. Okay.
That's good.
So there we go. That's happening. Dragoon, there's some potency increases. So buffs to Wormwind Thrust, Geirskugul, and Nastrond. So
nice.
there you go.
Fairly hefty buffs.
There's
Lot
some
of
big,
ninja
big
nonsense.
changes to Ninja.
Mm-hmm.
Congrats, Ninja.
Congratulations to Ninja. We love that for you. Samurai, some range
Samurai
increases.
Now have like 6 foot arms.
They've got they've got a Sephiroth sword now.
Yeah.
So that's pretty radical.
Reaper, this is cure potency from the Crest of Time returned effect has been reduced from 100 to 50.
Halved already. It must have been. I mean, Reaper's going to get nerfed into the ground in the next expansion.
Oh yeah,
So.
that's true.
that's
We need to get
very
used
nice.
to this. This is how it's going to be. Dancers category finish categories have changed from ability to weapon skill.
Apparently, they were abilities, which they weren't supposed to be. I believe they were supposed to be buffed by things that buffed weapon skills.
Okay.
Ah,
For Summoner, there's potency increases for Fountain of
Big.
Fire and Brand of Purgatory. Quite big.
big
Oh
buff.
my
Look at
god.
the Fountain of Fire buff. That's
From
90
430 to
potency.
520.
It's a skill you use like you use every 2 minutes, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but it's still big burst.
Also for Scholar, Fey Union's range has been increased from. There's been doubled from 15 to 30 alms.
Yeah, the fairy tether.
Yeah.
Pretty much cover the entire arena. It doesn't need. You
I'll
don't
have
need
to
to worry
start-
about the tanks stepping out of the range of it.
Mm-hmm.
I have to start jumping off the arena then.
Well,
Oh,
that's not
when
my
you're
problem
fairy
anymore.
to
now, is
touch
it?
me.
They've also, of course, added Asphodelos Savage. We can't talk about that as we haven't tried this yet.
No.
Nope.
All right.
New S ranks.
New S ranks. Yeah.
Have
not
you
seen
seen
any of
any S ranks?
I've seen S ranks,
Any
but
at
not
all?
the new ones.
I don't think I've
Which
seen
ones have
them.
you seen?
The new ones.
I've killed the one on the moon and the one in Garlemald.
What's the one on the moon?
It's like a giant one of those, they're like the things that are blue inside.
Oh.
The thinkers or the weepers?
Like a thinker or a weeper. It's one or the other.
Uh-huh.
A thinker.
And what's the one in Garlemald?
If I remember rightly, it was like a gaudy clown, like Minotaur robot thing. called
Oh my god.
Armstrong, I think.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
And the one in Labyrinthos
Oh, that's
is
the
a very, very cute sleeping troll. It is the only S rank that I've seen that is non-aggressive upon approach because of the fact that it is actually asleep.
yeah.
He's super. I
very
want to
cute.
see him, but I don't want to kill him.
He's very, very cute.
Yeah.
And then people pulled him, and then people complained because people weren't ready yet, as per usual.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
sounds like
of course.
normal.
Classic. The new
Oh,
tombstones.
I've done the
Yeah,
it's
go
the
on.
Thavnarian one. I think I've done that.
What's the
It's just
Thavnarian one?
a giant crocodile thing. You know, there's crocodiles.
It's
with
a
the
giant
curly arms.
Pasaka, isn't it?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the one with the open head.
No, not.
Oh,
no,
no.
that's a crocolisk. It's like on two legs.
Oh.
You know the two head-legged one that sort of share a model with
Like mood
with,
suits.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, yeah. I see. Yeah. All right. New
but
tombstones.
longer.
Okay. New tombstones. We have astronomy. Now, 450 per
Oh,
week. Make sure you
yes.
cap.
It's
I am capped on my
red.
Ragnarok character because of all the maps. How far away are you, Lakil? Did you cap from the maps yesterday?
I don't know. But since
I would suspect you're very close.
I'm very close. I just need to do like one more expert, I think.
Right, you still got 2 days before
Yeah,
Tuesday.
yeah, it's fine. Yeah, so that means tomes have been added
They're
to
red,
all
aren't
kinds of duties. They are
They are red.
red.
Yeah.
You should
Bit
get
boring.
your first. You should get your first either body piece or leg piece next week.
Mm-hmm.
If you're doing it correctly.
Yeah.
Or
Mhm.
if you're one of those people who just likes their eye level to go up, you'll have as many accessories as you can buy.
True.
Well, that's why I always get the accessories first from the raids, and then I worry about other things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You want a big DPS increase, so go for body legs.
Yeah.
Then
Mhm.
the rest of the left side.
Yeah.
Crafted
Okay.
gear isn't as good, but it's still good at eye level.
Yeah.
Crafted gear is just an old PvP set reused.
It's
But-
very ugly.
We do also have this new set.
We
Hold
have
down the
the new Dragoon armor for everyone. I
Mhm.
dislike it all. Except for the healer ones, I could live with. But
the
I
healer
don't
one is
like it.
okay, I think. I compare, like, looking at all the gear, I feel like healers. I mean, it's still a white robe,
The
but
caster one doesn't even have the cool
I-
sigil thing on it. It's awful.
I think the healer one will be cool once we can die at Lakil.
yeah, I agree.
I really
Um,
don't like them that much.
Yeah, I do. I'm not a big fan of the aesthetic. Like, this one is like, what is happening
Yeah.
here?
I mean, the
Chad is-
Dragoon one looks nice.
Chad is bringing up a fair point. It is all armored, which is rare for some classes to
That's
get an
true.
armored set.
That's true.
That's true.
Yeah, I do like this one, the new
Oh, I
recipe,
love the Hobbit outfit.
Hobbit outfit. Which is
Mhm.
very cute.
This is so good.
I do, of course, have a problem with the cape. I don't. When I see outfits like this, and I'm like, oh, it's got a cape. It's gonna be stuck to my back, like my legs.
Was this the pair of pants that gives your character more of a butt that I saw on the subreddit? People were getting getting excited
true?
about.
Oh my
You
God.
can't see in this picture because obviously the cape covers it up. But I've heard it might not be this. It might be the new craftable. Okay, it is this set.
Oh,
It makes
it's
your bum
cushioned.
bigger.
Mm,
That's nice.
okay. That's important for some people, I guess. And new minions have been added, which is represented
golden
here by this.
Lunatender.
Yeah, golden Lunatender.
The new mount is
Curiously
added.
taken in. This picture is taken in Evilise, but yeah,
Yeah, that's very strange.
yeah.
The new mount was added.
Oh,
Which
it's the
was
Phoenix.
Yeah, it's the Phoenix.
The Phoenix, as
I
expected.
think I've seen it in the wild now once. It's quite ugly. It's a nice color scheme. I like the
Yeah.
colors because red's a very good color and red black, but it's such an ugly model.
Fuck, I need to correct. This is Thavnir? Question mark.
Yeah, okay, that makes a bit more sense.
Okay.
Yeah, ever since I saw the Phoenix, I thought it was very ugly.
Yeah.
It's the ugliest Phoenix we
I
have
don't
in this
like-
game so far.
Phoenix is not. Yeah, it's.
If you were going to pick a mount, you should have gone for a hippocampus, and when it flies, the head it comes off, and you just ride on the head.
Okay. That's that.
Or Nosferatu.
Yeah.
New music has been added.
Yeah.
Where?
Maybe there's
Excitotron?
is there new
Or
music
no,
in the
it's old
last
music.
one for Excitotron? Maybe I don't know. I haven't
Maybe
seen
for the
final
last
changes.
raid tier. The last raid tier might
last
have the
raid
second phase
tier.
music.
Maybe yes, phase transition music. Maybe there might be a second phase.
No, when they say new music has been added, they don't say. When they say new orchestrion roles, they specifically mention orchestrion roles. Chat. This is
Yeah, yeah.
specifically
I'm
saying
saying
music has been added.
it could
no,
be-
I'm just
yeah.
adjusting chat.
Yeah.
It's probably not
I know that-
available in game yet, but it's probably just the last phase for Hesperos.
Yeah.
What if he turns into Nosferatu? That would be so cool.
Be wild. Okay. This is a thing that I guess is cool. The option duty complete weekly reward unclaimed has been added to the party finder. This option is only available when recruiting party members for high-end raids. I'm surprised this
That's
wasn't already an option, but now it is.
I like
There are
that.
always these small things that you're surprised to haven't been
Yeah.
added before.
Yeah.
It means you can't get someone come in and who's already cleared it and taken away one of your chests.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's that. There's a small list of resolved issues. As far as I can tell, there's nothing funny here.
No.
And there is this horrible issue where in the Excitotron 6000, wherein certain enemy actions do not appear in the battle log.
Oh my god.
How are you meant to know how you done?
Literally unplayable. Okay, so that's patch 6.05. Good patch. Good.
We've only got
Patch.
6.1 on the horizon now. Maybe we'll see a live letter in the next sort of month.
6.1 is like, when do we think that's
March?
out? March?
March.
Yeah. It's around
Late
March.
March.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll probably take a bit of a break as well. So yeah,
Yeah.
late March.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah. Excited.
Island.
Island Sanctuary, probably? Question mark?
I think I'm gonna guess Island Sanctuary is 6.15.
Probably.
Yeah, so the fact that we've heard nothing about it still, it feels like it's not going to be.
And we should be getting Hildebrand soon as well, because remember they're coming back. They said they're coming back this expansion.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
We'll
I
be
guess
able
I'll
to
catch
continue
up.
that on stream at some point this year while Mailer catches up from being all the way back in Heavenswood.
Yeah.
Character won't return.
Damn. Right. So that's that, everyone. That's the show. I don't think I've missed anything. No. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll be back next week, same time, same place. Remember to follow on Twitter at SpeakersXIV, twitch.tv/SpeakersOfHeidland, youtube.com/SpeakersXIV, ! Discord and chat. If you want to join our Discord server, if you're watching on demand, links in the description. Remember to send us MogMail, speakersxiv.com/MogMail, and stay tuned for the post show if you're watching live.
Many MogMails, please.
Please send us many
you.
MogMails. We need many MogMails. Bye!
Bye.